Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamerspro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. You know that there are a lot of people in sports media that love them some damn LeBron James. Forget about the fans. We're talking about voices in media. You got some people like Shannon Sharp. You got some people like Nick Wright. You have other people out there that may not love him to that extent, but huge supporters like Keyshawn Johnson, Chris Broussard, Kendrick Perkins, Jay Williams. The list just goes on and on and on of all of these people that support LeBron James. But to a certain extent, you can understand media personalities and fans supporting him. But then when it starts coming to his contemporaries and people that he plays against, the lines start to get a little bit blurry. Why? Because I can understand if you like a guy, you respect a guy, but to like overly praise him, overly kind of, hang out with him, party with him, especially when you guys are supposed to be rivals, it causes some people to kind of wonder like, okay, what's going on here? And if you guys do, whenever you guys do meet on a court and play against each other, are you giving it your all? Who are we talking about today? We're talking about one Draymond Green. As you guys know, Draymond Green plays for the Golden State Warriors, will probably most likely finish out his career with that team. And him and LeBron James have actually faced off against one another in the finals on multiple occasions, right? And there was, of course, the infamous incident between him and that incident I believe they had in Game 3 or Game 4, whatever, caused Draymond Green to get suspended because he got his tag or something like that. You remember the moment. I don't remember the game specifically. But Draymond and LeBron have had a history of being rivals. But as time has gone on, Draymond Green turned into one of these huge LeBron James fans, supporters, and friends. They party together. They go to travel to different places together. I believe they were in the south of France earlier this summer. You saw, I think Draymond Green was there. LeBron James was there. So they're buddies, right? They're buddies. And I remember there was a game between the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. And this was when Andre Iguodala was still on the team. And Draymond Green is standing in front of his bench, and he's up there he goes up to LeBron and he's talking with him and laughing with him, and his teammates are just looking at him like, yo, what are you doing? And then Andre Iguodala does this, the gesture of like this or whatever, while Draymond is doing that, and we like, yo, son, what is wrong with you? Like, there's a game going on. You over here like laughing it up and kicking it up with the opposition. So we know that about Draymond, but there's something absolutely bizarre took place over the weekend. People were sending me this image of something that Draymond Green posted on his on his Instagram story. And he wrote something on there about LeBron James. As I'm sitting here reading this, I'm like, yo, what in the hell is this that I just read? So I want to show you the post here. I want to put it up for you guys. Look at this right here. This was captured by an account called Sportsville. It says, Draymond Green seems to be enjoying LeBron's Hennessy. Look at what this dude wrote. And at the top, you can see his Draymond Green story he posted it 52 seconds ago. Yo, look at what this dude wrote. Ending my day with the king inside me. Son, what? Ending my day with the king inside me? What? And the comments, people couldn't believe what he wrote. Somebody said, oh, nah. He said, what? Another person said, biggest rider ever. The memes were just hilarious, right? One person said, with the king inside me is crazy work coming from a dude. Another person said, pause. Another person said, no Diddy. And the comments just kept on rolling, people putting up glazing emojis. One person said, not saying pause is why this is funnier. This is a funnier joke. Why this is a funnier joke. Shouldn't have to spell it out for people. Another person said, glazing, of course, people put out, somebody said all Diddy. Somebody said all Diddy. That's hilarious. Another person said inside, bro. One person said, nah, he knew what he meant. And then people just kept on going on and 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 on. Another dude said, Jigga, what? One other person said, whoa, major pause, Big Daddy. And people just kept on calling him out. I even shared this post with my wife. I shared it to her Instagram. And she wrote back, this is really weird, with the vomiting emojis. And she goes, what does this even mean? This is what we're all trying to figure out. Why would you say that? And I know Draymond knows. He must know how that sounds. And the part that kills me is you posting all of this, but LeBron never be posting you like that. This is the funny part about it. Draymond posting LeBron. LeBron will never be posting Draymond. I sent that picture to Gilbert Arenas. I sent it to Rashard McCann. I sent it to Gilbert Arenas with a shaking my head emoji. He just busted out laughing. He's like, yo, what? This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And this is supposed to be a competitor of LeBron's. And you got a lot of Golden State Warriors fans looking at Draymond like, yo, like, are you with them or are you with us? Are you playing with LeBron or are you playing with I get it. Draymond, I guess, views LeBron as an older brother. LeBron James is older than him. I also think Draymond is partnering him. He's getting closer to LeBron. And it makes sense. You want to get next to people that are more successful than you, that are doing better than you. So ultimately, you would do better for yourself. It makes sense, right? Makes sense. I get all of that. If Draymond hanging out with LeBron James is a smart move from a business standpoint, from a social standing standpoint, I get that. We all get that, and it makes perfect sense. But this post right here, talking about LeBron, I think I deleted the post, but he wrote something feeling good with the king. What? Hold on, let me read the post again. I mean, it was so crazy. Something talking about with the king inside me. I'm like, yo, bro, what are you even talking about right now? And in my day with the king, capital King, inside me, bro, what? Like, yo, what is this? What kind of support is this? I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, because I don't understand what Draymond Green is talking about. Y'all help me figure it out. And yes, it's real. A lot of people were then wondering, well, what's going to happen with Skip Bayless? Because at the time, if you were looking at his YouTube numbers, his show wasn't really doing so well, but he was doing very well on Twitter, funny enough. And then over like the last month, Skip started posting again, and his video started getting 100,000 views, 200,000 views. I'm like, whoa, okay, well, looks like Skip is beginning to make a comeback. But apart from that, we didn't really know what was going on. Now, I think on his last day on the show, Skip said, and I can't find his tweets at the top right now, but he said something to the effect of, been working on something pretty big. Stay tuned. He's working on something pretty big. But at the time, none of us really knew what he was talking about until just recently. And literally, I just found this out just today. I had no idea that this had happened. But essentially what happened was, apparently, Skip Bayless landed a new gig with the sports media giant and Barstool Sports, which is a pretty big sports media company. And it turns out that's the company that he's going to be working for. And I think he actually got introduced on the show. He got introduced on the show, on the podcast called Pardon My Take. And they actually interviewed Skip Bayless. I'm actually watching the interview. It's an extensive interview, very long. This interview is 2.5 hours. So it's a very long show. But essentially, they host Skip Bayless, and he basically, and actually in the beginning of it, they did release a second clip where they're actually walking him, showing him around the studio, and it's like, this is his new place. So it seems like Skip Bayless is actually making a comeback. So what we want to do now is want to play a little bit of the behind the scenes footage and some of the things that were said about Skip Bayless joining Barstools, and then want to come back and react to what he had to say. Take a listen to that there.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest in studio. It is Skip Bayless. Never thought we'd see the day, but he's here in the flesh. Skip, we got a lot of questions, but let's start with something easy. Warm us up.
Okay.
Is Dak Prescott a Super Bowl winning quarterback?
By the way, Could I jump in before I answer that question?
Go for it.
This is surreal to me.
To you.
Yeah,
Surreal to us.
Yeah.
for similar reasons. So I was blessed to break through in this business for the first time really in about 2010 into 2011, which was the Tim Tebow run through that NFL season. And on First Take, we started to crush. And we took over the sports media world. And then Stephen A. joined me the following year. We took it up a level. And it dawned on me last night as I was thinking about joining you guys that you guys were in the rightest place at the rightest time, and you became, if I may, Stephen A. and Skip. Like you took over as I was leaving Stephen A. to go to Fox and FS1, you guys rose to the top of the sports media world right on time. And so it's bizarre to me in a surreal way that I'm on with you, because I honor what you guys have achieved, because I know what it feels like to be where you are now. And I congratulate you on that.
you.
And it takes some luck. It does take
big time
some
luck.
right place, right time.
Yeah.
And you were right on schedule to do what you did in this world as I was in the linear TV world.
And I would say that your career helped our career in the fact that you guys would have the dumbest debates sometimes not, sometimes real, sometimes, would you say sometimes dumb?
No, I would.
When you
I
did
can't
like
go dumb.
LeBron versus MJ and horse.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got you
we
there.
Did LeBron. No, we did him playing one-on-one.
Okay, one-on-one.
Yeah.
But no, I think we
because
found a niche.
MJ would destroy him in one-on-one. But that's just me. Okay,
Yeah.
if you want to do that, I'll do it.
But the niche that we found is that we just talk sports like two regular guys.
Okay,
and
all right.
and it helped that we could kind of play
you
off
did.
of the
You
debate
did.
shows.
Well, you took a title, and I'm proud to say I was responsible for half of your title and the origin of it.
Yes, you were.
I
Yes.
actually
Pardon my
didn't realize that until I think 2 weeks into the show. I was like, wait, we're called Pardon My Take. because it's
Yeah.
And then we
part of
got
the
a cease and
interruption first
desist
take.
from
Yeah.
ESPN, and we're like,
Okay.
PFT was like, "What's this?" I was like, "Well, we did rip off the name."
But you ripped it off in like a fun way.
Yeah.
Like,
So you heard what Skip had to say there, right? What are my thoughts on this? First of all, I got to say, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Skip was able to find something so soon, to be honest with you. Number two, I was surprised that he was able to find such a big platform. Barstools is a pretty big deal, right? They have a very, very big platform. And just to kind of put all of this in context for you, the interview that I'm referring to here in today's show, get this interview thus far, after being published 3 days ago, has 213,000 views. Now, why is that important? It's important because it means that Skip is now on a platform that can give him some good visibility. That's number one. Number two, as I was listening to the interaction between him and the gentleman on that show, you could see that there was a totally different energy in the room. It wasn't the FS1 energy and all of that. It was something quite different. And they also revealed some other information, which is that Skip is working on different shows, which means that Barstools must really believe in what Skip is doing. And I think what's happening is that Skip is now going to be ingratiated and integrated into this new form of media in a way that he had never been before. And he's going to be working with guys that essentially understand how to do this job properly. I'll give you guys an example of what I mean. If you look at Shannon Sharp, yes, Shannon Sharp has his own show, but he's also with The Volume. At least I think he mentioned something about his contract expiring soon, but he's been with The Volume, Colin Coward, The Volume. And they really know how to deploy these podcasts and monetize them and scale them. So for the fact that Skip is actually working with an established brand that understands how to really scale these shows, I think is going to work in his favor. I listened to maybe half of his segment in that interview. He seemed like Skip Bayless. Now, he wasn't necessarily debating with anyone, but he still had his wits about him. He was still sharp. And I think he did a good job. So for me, I think that this is a good opportunity for Skip Bayless. He clearly has no intention of retiring. This is clearly his passion. And look, if this is something that Skip is passionate about, then I think he should go at it and give it his 100%. You got to respect that, right? Skip actually enjoys what he does. And this is what he's doing. And also, I want to say something as well. In the midst of Skip leaving FS1 and the whole Shannon Sharp thing, Skip has done a good job just kind of flying below the radar, not really talking about it. He talks about it if it's brought up, but he doesn't really talk about these people. This is really, over the last month is when I'm really hearing him kind of break his silence on some of these issues. So for me, it's good news, good news for Skip. There's been a lot of hype surrounding Bronny for a 55th pick. They've been posting all over the internet about him, and it's created this big conversation around nepotism and all of that. But unfortunately, Bronny's production isn't matching all of the hype surrounding him. In the 3 preseason games that Bronny James has played thus far for the Los Angeles Lakers, Bronny, get this, in 3 games is averaging 0.7 points per game while shooting 9% from the field. Shooting 0% from 3. He hasn't made a 3 in the preseason yet. He's shooting 0% from the free throw line. I don't think he's attempted a free throw yet. While averaging 1 rebound, 0.3 assists, and 1.7 turnovers. I want you guys to just kind of mull over that number for a second. Bronny is averaging more turnovers than points thus far, and it's not looking very good for him. Obviously, ESPN released that scathing report that a lot of us reacted to, which essentially was saying that Bronny isn't ready, and a lot of people around the NBA, smart people, think that he's not ready, and some people feel like he's being set up to fail. And some people are questioning what Rich Paul, his agent, and LeBron see in him that the rest of us don't, because it doesn't really seem that he's an NBA player right now. And one of those people that seems to feel the same way is NBA Hall of Famer Charles Barkley. Yes, Charles Barkley. I was actually doing some research this morning, and I came across an article from Marca.com. And this article had the following headline. It says, Charles Barkley has a powerful response to Bronny James's critics. Handle with care. So let me get into this article. It continues on by saying Bronny James is facing mounting pressure after struggling to find his footing in the first 3 preseason games with the Los Angeles Lakers. But NBA legend Charles Barkley has a different take, urging fans and the Lakers to be patient with the young star. The son of NBA icon LeBron James, Bronny's performances have left fans concerned about whether the highly anticipated rookie can meet the lofty expectations placed on him. Continues on. During the interview on the Throwbacks podcast, Barkley weighed in on Bronny's rocky start, emphasizing the importance of giving the young guard room to develop. They've got to handle this thing with kid gloves, Barkley advised. He's not a finished product yet. I'm just glad he's healthy, and we're all rooting for him out of respect for LeBron. The former NBA star acknowledged the immense spotlight on Bronny's due to his famous last name. It's not going to be easy. He's got a target on his back, but man, it's a great story. We've seen father and son duos like the Griffeys in baseball, but not quite like this in basketball. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Now, I think Charles Barkley's comments can be interpreted in a number of ways. The first way can be interpreted is, well, Bronny James is a 55th overall pick in the NBA draft. So obviously he's not a finished product. Were he a finished product, he would have probably been drafted in the first round. So from that standpoint, he is correct, because usually lower draft picks, you work well with them. They do a lot of developmental work. So from that standpoint, I think his analysis is spot on. There is more work to be done as it pertains to Bronny James. But then there's the other aspect of this, which is Charles, for example, said you need to handle it with kid gloves. Well, there's a problem with that. And the reason there's a problem with that is it seems as if then we would have to make special exceptions and provisions for Bronny, which I then believe is unfair to other NBA players. And I'll tell you why. It would be one thing if Bronny was kind of going through the rigors of trying to build out his game and all of that, and working to improve his game. That would be one thing. The problem then becomes all of the hype that has been all of the hype surrounding Bronny and all of the expectations that have been placed on him. That's where the problem starts. This really kicked off when LeBron said on numerous occasions, he said one of them was like, oh, I'm watching League Pass right now, and Bronny is definitely better than some of these dudes that I'm watching. That's LeBron James. Talking about NBA certified players, that's number one. Number two, LeBron said that he also believes that Bronny could play on the Lakers right now. Think about how disrespectful that is to a teammate reading those comments of LeBron James. Because they would interpret that as saying, well, he thinks his son that's in college is better than some of us on this team. So when people in the media pick up statements like that from LeBron James, the face of the NBA, then they're going to be like, well, if LeBron is saying that he's going to be great, he must be great. And then you couple in the fact that he's LeBron's son, then it creates this tornado of attention. And then what ends up happening is if Bronny goes out there and scores 2 points in a game, but he gets a block, it gets plastered all over social media. And then people sit back and say, well, this kid is getting more promotion and attention than NBA All-Stars. So let's go check him out and see what he's all about. And then when people start digging and seeing that thus far he isn't any good, people are going to call it out. And I think that people should have the right to call it out. Because Bronny isn't a kid. He's a young adult. He's 20 years old, playing in the NBA, earning millions of dollars, right? So he's going to go through every bit of scrutiny as any other player would. Maybe not for his position in the draft, but for the attention that he receives. Bronny receives more attention than NBA All-Stars. He receives more attention than NBA All-Stars. That's one part. The other part that I disagree with Charles is like, we need to handle with kid gloves. Well, why aren't the Lakers handling with kid gloves? The Lakers are clearly using this as a moment to make money. Hence the reason they have decided to play Bronny on opening night. Well, if you look at Bronny right now, you can clearly see that he's not a finished product. We all can see that. So how do we get a player that's not a finished product starting or playing opening night with his father? The only reason that would be is because they want to make money off of the moment. So this isn't just about basketball. And since they've decided to turn it into a circus, I think people should treat it as such.